And that's the third thing. It's customers and employees by nature. And that's now processes are looking from the standpoint of journeys and customer experience. So you'll find that the goals that the corporation has, the organizations have, are different than the goals the customers have
Feel,
and the
right?
employers
Yeah,
have.
despite all the efforts, right? Yep.
Right? Exactly. And so we're seeing people trying to understand the journeys. They either map them or measure them or both. So if you don't really know what's going on in the customer experience, you're probably going to use some mining of some sort. Um, if you aren't really sure about your customer experience, you might start off with mapping, and eventually you're going to converge both, because mining tells you what's going on right now. Mapping says, where do we want to go? And you really need both to move on. And the problem is the vendors don't work that way. For the most part, they either map or mine, and what everybody needs is a combo of both. So the notion of journeys, customer experience, those things are gapped widely from what processes we have. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm sure we all have our horror stories about either calling up an
Yes, we do.
organization or
I
try
can
to work,
chase you if you'd like, but yeah, keep going.
yeah, or use their website. I had to buy some temporary medical insurance for a trip I'm doing overseas, and I had to deal with these websites. Eventually, I got hung up. So I had
That's
to call
surprising.
somebody.
Okay. Mhm.
And I got hung up because they wouldn't process the payment. I mean, I put in all the payment stuff. I followed and made my selection. I did everything they wanted me to. And then when I tried to pay, it wouldn't take my money and it wouldn't tell me why. And
Okay,
imagine,
that's keeping
imagine, a,
mystery alive. That's kind of, yes, right. Keep you
imagine a
intrigued.
customer
So, what do
begging.
you do as a customer? Yeah,
Imagine a customer trying to beg you to pay.
exactly. I've been in these shoes. Keep going. Okay.
So what we're seeing is, I wanted to get this done as fast as possible because I wanted to move on to my next checklist item,
Hmm.
getting ready for this trip. And I wanted to make sure I had medical insurance because, at my age,
A good
I
idea
might
to
have
have
a
it
problem.
first. I'm with you. No
Yeah.
matter what age we are. So,
So the notion of getting the customer goals aligned with the processes is a long-term effort. And if we do that, guess who's going to be happy? The employees. Because right now, what do? We give them scripts for the things we think are going to happen. And
uh-huh.
by the way, when I called up this company, the lady didn't have a script for my situation. I don't know what's going on. I got to call tech support, tech support. Did you catch that? Tech surprise. Um,
Surprise, like surprise. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's new. That's new function. Maybe companies should
New
think about
function.
it.
Yeah, well, they usually surprise me. So anyhow, they called back the
Mhm.
next day, and guess what? I went to another website and put my business elsewhere because I had a goal to get it done quick. And they actually had the best plan for the best price. But you know what? I paid a few dollars more to get it done.
That was a surprise for your original company, right? Surprise, customer left.
Yeah,
Surprise.
exactly. Well, and they kept calling me. They called me 5 times.
Happens, yeah. When you
Till
lose a
finally
customer.
I managed to pick up the phone and say, well, sorry, I couldn't get past your problem. So this notion of processes being far away from what the customer wants is basically it. And by the way, the second company had its problems too. But when I called, they answered and they had a script. And it wasn't on payment, it was on understanding one of their plans. So the notion of taking care of customers, absolutely crucial. And we have to balance that with automation.
Mhm.
And we have to balance it with the right kind of process, with the resources being assisted in the right way, in real time, in a goal-driven fashion. We're not there yet, but that's where we're moving.